This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Tuesday, the 8th day of July in the year 2025. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting. Now here's what we're tracking tonight. Crime Chief Wendell Blenheim has confirmed that the Adriana Younge case is still being pursued by the Guyana Police Force and the investigations remain active. Back in May, retired Canadian investigator Leonard McCoshen was flown in to assist the police with the investigations. The family of Adriana Younge had rejected his involvement and had, among other things, called for the FBI to investigate the matter. Speaking on an online show, Safeguarding the Nation, produced by the government, the crime chief said that there were factual circumstances from the onset of the case which he believes were later hijacked by persons with sinister motives.
The case of Adriana Younge is still listed as an active investigation. Detectives were advised to continue further investigations, and on completion, the case file will be forwarded to the Director of Public Prosecution for her legal opinion.
Additionally, Mr. Blenheim confirmed that the former Region 3 commander, along with several of the ranks who were on the scene during the ordeal, remained on administrative leave. He has promised full transparency in the matter and said the autopsy report has also been handed over to the family.
He also wished to address an issue that is in the public domain. On Monday, the 16th of June, 2025, the Guyana Police Force, contrary to standard operating procedure and in the interest of full transparency, shared with the family attorney for Adriana Younge her autopsy report. However, it was later brought to our attention that the attorney told members of the media that the Guyana Police Force is still withholding the post-mortem report. This statement is inaccurate, and the Guyana Police Force is committed to full transparency in the Adriana Younge's case.
11-year-old Adriana Younge went missing on the 23rd of April while at a double-day hotel in Tushin. Her body was discovered in the hotel's pool the following day, sparking national outcry and calls for an independent investigation. An autopsy report was conducted by 3 international pathologists, and that report confirmed that Younge had drowned, but family members continue to dispute that the 11-year-old drowned in the pool. Adriana Younge was later arrested 2 months after her death. More news coming up in just a moment.
It all starts with one. Maybe it's one look, you know the one, or one touch, even one word. It can start with one step, or one promise, one thrill, one first time, one deep breath, one leap of faith, one day to remember, or one night to forget. One moment, so many stories that make up one crazy, average, everyday, fabulous life. We get one life, just one. Make your move. It all starts with one.
Your own home is so much more than just 4 walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
PPPC. Now it's time to renew the mission, to stay the course. The People's Progressive Party Civic invites you to the 2025 elections campaign launch on Sunday, July 13th at the Kitty Market Square, Georgetown, starting from 3 p.m. Be there to hear from President Dr. Muhammad Irfan Ali, General Secretary of the PPP Dr. Barrett Jagnio, and Prime Minister Brigadier Retired Mark Phillips, and others. Guyana is on the rise with massive achievements in education, housing to healthcare, infrastructure to innovation. As the most trusted political party, we are transforming Guyana for all. Let us rally for the People's Progressive Party Civic 2025 elections campaign launch, Sunday, July 13th at the Kitty Market Square in Georgetown, starting from 3 p.m. for PPPC, forward together for a better Guyana.
Presidential candidate for the APNU, Aubrey Norton, on Sunday night told party supporters that the prospects are looking good for an APNU government after the September elections. Addressing the launch of his campaign rally and appearing on stage to the sound of Vybz Kartel's God is the Greatest hit song, the APNU leader said the electorate is tired of the governing People's Progressive Party, which he said continues to govern the country by fear. Mr. Norton said the country's newfound oil wealth has created a perfect opportunity to lift every citizen out of poverty. But the PPP continues to govern in a partisan way, he noted.
Time up! Time up for the PPP. I want to say this to you. They will seek to instill fear because they govern by fear. But let me say this to you. When you are confronting a regime like the People's Progressive Party, you have to take them on and not be afraid.
The APNU leader said many Guyanese have written his party off, but he said the base of the party is unshakable. Norton said he is confident that after nomination day, when Guyanese see the caliber of his party's candidates, the choice will become easier for them to make. He believes that when the party's elections campaign kicks into high gear, the party will be able to retain lost ground.
Those who believe that we were there were mistaken. We are a strong political party. We are a strong political force. And we beat them before, and we will beat them again.
Mr. Norton also unveiled what he called a people-centered development plan, where jobs, health, education, and agriculture take center stage. He said Guyana has a perfect opportunity now to grow, but it must do so under a government that will put the people first.
We are dealing with a corrupt regime, and we have to ensure that regime goes its way. We are saying to you, the Guyanese people, we will create jobs. And we will create jobs in agriculture. You know, this government knows full well that there is a high cost of living. And they take no action to deal with it. If 3 or 4 regions are producing all the food for Guyanese, obviously there will be shortage. And where there is shortage, the price will go up. We are saying to you that with our agricultural program, we will ensure that every region has a sustainable agricultural program and producing the food they need.
The APNU rally launch was held at the Square of the Revolution. Well, as the APNU kicked off its campaign to take the seat of government on Sunday, the coalition's prime ministerial candidate, Jaretta Finance, has promised that an APNU-led government would be one that would be people-centered and corruption-free. Addressing party supporters at the campaign launch at the Square of the Revolution, Finance said the system under the current administration supports corruption, and that will be weeded out. She said an APNU government will work to ensure a corrupt-free public service. On the issue of government contracts, the PM candidate described the current situation as a cesspool for corruption. She said a fair system will be introduced for everyone to benefit.
We acknowledge the contractors out there that had to buy a contract here and there. We are telling you that we will make all your lives better, and we will make sure that never again you have to do that. We will make sure that when you get a small contract, it's a contract that you will benefit from and you don't have to pay for it.
According to the APNU prime ministerial candidate, corruption has been robbing the country of billions of dollars that could have gone into a social services sector. She said although government has been boasting about the increasing contractors across the country, many of them cannot get work to be done unless they pay a bribe.
We will make sure that your work and the project will be done efficiently, because there will be such transparency and your small business will grow because you will have enough money to invest in it.
Finance also promised to double small businesses and other grants and ensure that every category of citizen benefit from the country's oil wealth.
Onward, upward to victory, the APNU coalition will go. Onward, upward to a better life for your children. Onward, upward to a better life for our senior citizen. Onward, upward to a fair system for contractors. Onward, upward so that our indigenous brothers and sisters, my indigenous brothers and sisters, will see development.
The prime ministerial candidate for the APNU said she is ready for the campaign trail. APNU presidential candidate Aubrey Norton has laid out his plan for the public service, which would see a 35% salary increase for public servants on the first day of an administration under his lead. Addressing party supporters on Sunday night at the APNU's campaign launch, Mr. Norton said the public purse can afford to give its citizens a livable wage.
We are well aware that we have to pay our doctors, nurses, teachers, and policemen more. And I said to you, on this day one of coming to power, by the stroke of a pen, there will be a 35% increase to the public service.
According to the APNU's presidential candidate, too much of the country's hard-working public servants have to moonlight and do other odd jobs to supplement their income. He said the current government continues to boast about raising their salaries, but many public servants are still unable to meet basic needs.
Public servants must get a livable income. They must be able to live a comfortable life. And that's all we set out to do, to take the resources of this country and ensure that our workers get a better life. That is what we are committing to. We are committing to treating you better.
Norton has long criticized the government for not doing enough for public servants and has been decrying the yearly salary increase being given to public servants by the current administration.
But I'm saying to you, under our people-centered development strategy, you, the people, will be the main focus. This is not a time for nonsense. This is a time when we have to ensure that the resources of this country meet the people of Guyana. That is what we set out to do.
The APNU has stated that its campaign will be people-centered and will focus on developing the lives of citizens across the country. Presidential candidate for the Assembly for Liberty and Prosperity, Simone Broom, said a vote for her party is a vote to end corruption and party politics, which she believes have resulted in citizens being locked out of development and investment opportunities due to perceived political affiliation. Appearing recently on the Sources program, Brooms, a former minister under the APNU AFC government, said under the current regime, contracts have been largely handed to affiliates of the ruling party, and those provided with various opportunities are forced to align themselves with the government.
For you to get a job, you must be a member of this party. For you to get a 10-day work, you got to be a member of this party. For you to get a contract to clean a drain, you got to be a member. We cannot afford to go on like that. When you get into office, you're the president for the country. You have an opposition leader for the people of the country.
Brooms says should her party, the ALP, be elected to office, it will utilize the resources of the country to develop the people of the country and communities in which they live, while providing them with equal opportunities.
It's not about compromise. It's not about money. It's not about fame. It's not about a dollar and a cent, but it's about that good change for Guyanese people. Poverty is wicked. It has a smell and it has a look. A smell that I hate and a look that I don't want to see.
She said once her party's list of candidates is approved by the Elections Commission on nomination day, the ALP will put forward a blueprint with its plans. Those plans, she noted, will include programs and policies to address a wide range of economic and social issues, from poverty to unemployment and underemployment, the high cost of living to crime and violence. Ahead of nomination day, the party has been going region to region, rounding up candidates and securing nominators to back its list. Brooms said with last-minute changes to the nomination form by the Elections Commission, the party in some instances had to return to communities with the updated form to secure the signatures of those nominators.
Your own home is so much more than just four walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
New York City, summer is about to get hot. Saturday, August 2nd, SR Hamilton LLC presents Gospel Infusion. Featuring Samuel Medas, Psycho, Eddie Neblett, Sean Daniels out of Trinidad, Christelle Brandt, Sherilyn Maloney, DJ Kesta D,
Timothy Roberts,
and many more at the South Jamaica Multi-Service Center, 11402 Guy R. Brewer Boulevard, Queens, New York. Gates open at 4 p.m., showtime 5 p.m. Get your super early bird tickets for only $50. General admission $70. Pay more at the gate, and limited VIP $100 all inclusive. Come and experience the outpouring of God's grace Saturday, August 2nd. For more information, visit Gospel Infusion on Facebook and Instagram.
Washi. Hi people. Washing made so easy since I found Washi. Washing me use wash me clothes and I can say Washi soap powder wash clothes so nice. Washi soap powder leave your clothes color bright. Washi soap powder leave me clothes smelling nice, of course. So give thanks to Washi soap powder for doing my laundry right. Keep my clothes color bright. Have my clothes smelling nice for sure. I could not ask for more. Comes in lemon and original. It is a washing machine in a pack. Washi soap powder wash clothes so nice. Washi soap powder leave your clothes color bright. Washi soap powder have my clothes smelling nice, of course.
Distributors located in the Starbrook Market.
The 49th regular meeting of the Conference of CARICOM Heads of Government opened in Montego Bay, Jamaica over the weekend, with the CARICOM Secretary General Dr. Carla Barnett challenging the regional leaders to recommit to the full implementation of the CARICOM Single Market and Economy, the CSME. In her address to the regional leaders, Dr. Barnett said while CARICOM has delivered commendable results for the people of the region in human and social development, economic integration, foreign policy coordination, and security, there are still key hurdles to cross. The CARICOM Secretary General said the community continues to face numerous challenges in the implementation of the important aspects of the integration project.
The CARICOM Single Market and Economy, which is designed to facilitate the free movement of goods, services, financing, and people in the interest of increased economic and market efficiency, continues to fall behind expectations. We hope that this meeting will see a recommitment to strengthening the implementation of the CSME with a view to ensuring that all aspects of the regimes can be evenly and effectively implemented across the region as intended by the framers of the treaty.
Notwithstanding those challenges, she said after more than 50 years as a regional integration movement, CARICOM is well aware of its value and its potential as a catalyst for sustainable development, resilience, and global competitiveness.
Together, we have overcome many challenges that our small nations could not have overcome alone. We have faced military invasions by third states and tackled political instability in some parts of the region. We guided our citizens through the COVID-19 pandemic and its devastating aftermath on our economies, especially the shipping disruptions which threatened food supply. In response, we have focused with some success on agriculture production to enhance our food security. We have come together to deal with the overwhelming after effects of hurricanes, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and other natural disasters.
The CARICOM Secretary General said in spite of existing challenges and often adverse circumstances, CARICOM should be proud of the successes achieved. She said the regional bloc's victories are testament to its strength in unity and provide a useful roadmap as it charts a path forward. Citing the 2017 report of the Golding Commission, which reviewed Jamaica's relations within the CARICOM and CARIFORUM frameworks, Dr. Barnett said the value of regional integration, notwithstanding the current wave of economic nationalism in various parts of the world, is as relevant and useful, and perhaps even more urgent today than it was at its inception. 8 years later, that statement resonates even more, she said. Pointing to the unprecedented global uncertainty, economic pressures, technological innovations that challenge the region's capacity to keep pace, and climate vulnerability, Dr. Barnett said those issues compel CARICOM now more than ever to act collectively, with courage and with conviction.
As much as we remain committed to the aims and objectives set out in the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas, we must also remain cognizant that moving forward is more difficult for some of us. In the spirit of family, we should seek to address the concerns of all if we are to be a community that benefits everyone in the region. As several of our regional statesmen have been known to say, if CARICOM did not exist, we would have to invent it.
She also urged the regional leaders to let the 49th meeting be a defining moment in the history of the integration movement, where they stand resolutely together, supporting the hopes and aspirations of citizens of the region. The CARICOM Heads of Government meeting was called under the theme People, Partnerships, Prosperity, Promoting a Secure and Prosperous Future. The Jamaican Prime Minister has taken over the chairmanship of CARICOM from Prime Minister Barbados Mia Mottley. Justice Winston Anderson of Jamaica has been sworn in as the new president of the Caribbean Court of Justice. Justice Anderson, who joined the regional court 15 years ago as its youngest judge, has replaced Justice Adriana Saunders, who retired last month. Anderson was sworn in as the court's fourth president at the opening of the 49th regular session of the CARICOM Heads of Government meeting in Jamaica on Sunday. Delivering his inaugural address as president of the court, Justice Anderson paid tribute to his predecessors, crediting them with building the foundation of what he called an institution of excellence.
My 15 years at the court has revealed its transformative potential. This year marks the 20th anniversary of that glorious April morning in 2005, when the CCJ moved from the parchment of an agreement into a living and functional institution. In those 20 years, the court has served the people and states of this region with its full measure of devotion.
According to the new CCJ president, the court was conceived and established by the people of the Caribbean to serve the Caribbean and has conducted hundreds of cases to guide member states. He noted that the decisions of the court have shaped the lives and the way of life of many in the region.
CCJ stands as a pillar of independence and a symbol of our collective maturity. It is worth noting that in its appellate jurisdiction, the court has exerted reach and influence well beyond the 5 states of Barbados, Belize, Guyana, Dominica, and St. Lucia that have accepted that jurisdiction.
And he also said it was an opportune moment for other countries in the region to join the regional court. Meanwhile, outgoing president of the CCJ, Justice Adrian Saunders, described Justice Anderson as a hard worker who will advance the jurisprudence of the region.
Justice Anderson fully demonstrated that he is an extremely hardworking and dynamic judge. Since he joined the court, he has sat on all the cases that have come our way in which we have been tasked with interpreting and applying the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas. He has also sat on over 200 appeals from the various states that send their final appeals to us.
Regional leaders also welcomed Justice Anderson as head of the regional court and expressed confidence in his ability to move through with the court forward. The crime chief, Wendell Blenheim, has announced plans to up the crime-fighting ante, declaring that he, along with the wider police force, will tackle the country's crime situation head-on until every Guyanese feels safe. Speaking during the Safeguarding of the Nation television program, which is produced by the government, Mr. Blenheim noted that serious crimes are down, but there is still a perception of widespread criminal activity.
I understand that very deeply. Fear is shaped by experience and not numbers. In reality, even one violent crime is one too many. My message is, we are listening, we are working, and we will not stop until every Guyanese feels safe. Having said that, I think there are 3 reasons for this perception gap. 1, every crime, no matter how rare, has a real victim. And those stories spread faster than statistics. In a small society like Guyana, every incident feels closer to home.
He said the crime situation is currently dominated by disorderly murders, property-related offenses, excessive alcohol consumption, and drug trafficking. The trends, he said, continue to guide the force's priorities.
In a small country like Guyana, incidents feel bigger because they're close to home. But we must keep in mind perspective, especially when it leads as newspaper headlines. We therefore urge members of the public to stay vigilant, avoid spreading false and misleading information, and always confirm or verify information with official police sources. Together, we can keep our communities safe. We are here to work with you.
According to the crime chief, much more work is being done today by the Criminal Investigations Department of the police force to tackle crime. However, he said their job is being overshadowed by high-profile incidents.
We as police must do more in showing the public what has been occurring behind the scenes. For example, increased visibility, community awareness and engagements, and public awareness programs aimed at urging persons to desist from listening to false or misleading information and to conform with reliable sources. We urge the citizens to work with us. Share your concerns with us. Together, we can make Guyana safer. Together, we can work with the public to close the gap between perception and reality.
As it relates to crime prevention, the crime chief stated that the Guyana Police Force continues to rely on crime data to target hotspots. He said there has also been an increase in police presence in many communities. A 29-year-old woman from Old Boys Town was arrested on Monday at the Camp Street Jail in Georgetown over an alleged attempt to smuggle mobile phone SIM cards into the jailhouse. The Guyana Prison Service has identified the woman as Siobhan Samuels. According to a statement from the prison service, the woman showed up at the prison to visit a friend who was an inmate. However, during a search of the items that she wanted to hand over to her incarcerated friend, a search unveiled a number of mini SIM cards in a toothpaste tube. The prison service said the police were called in and the woman was immediately handed over to the investigators. She was taken into custody and is likely to face charges soon. Director of Prisons Nicolon Elliott has issued a reminder to civilians about the severe risk associated with contraband smuggling within the prison facilities. He said such activities not only endanger the safety of inmates and officers, but also compromise the integrity of the prison system.
Turbo with a new look. New style, with the same great taste in the 250ml can. Everybody run out now. Go and go grab one. Me charge up with a turbo 250ml at your favorite spot. Wait sell. New look, new can, same vibes. Jinxing, energize up your life. Vibes up, work time, anytime we are turn up the party with turbo can. Turbo can, turbo can, turbo can. Now available in the new 250ml can. Turbo energy drink. Charge up today.
The Edge series comes alive this July in Guyana. 3 sporting disciplines, 3x3 basketball, table tennis, and criterium racing. Teams from across regions compete for a total prize pool of over $2.5 million and the title of champion. The Edge series. Are you on the edge?
And I'ma do it again. Watch me.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. Guyana is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of Guyana's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial, and aerial transportation. Guyana has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future for all of us.
With your regional and international news tonight, I am Svetlana Marshall in the region. Antigua and Barbuda Prime Minister Gaston Brung has raised concerns that member states of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, OECS, are being treated with benign neglect within the wide Caribbean Community CARICOM grouping. Brung made his statement on the first full day of deliberations at a 2-day 49th meeting of CARICOM leaders, while deliberating on the agenda item entitled the CARICOM Single Market and Economy, CSME, during the plenary session. He said, and I quote, "We ought not to be treated with benign neglect as how the international community treats us," end of quote. The CSME allow for the free movement of goods, skills, labor, and services across the region. And in recent weeks, both St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves and St. Lucia's opposition leader Alan Chesternet have raised issues regarding the treatment of the countries of the sub-regional grouping within CARICOM. Gonsalves again raised the issue during his contribution on Monday on the CSME, voicing his disappointment at the persistent inequities faced by the OECS within the CSME framework. He told his colleagues that although OECS countries are independent, sovereign members of CARICOM, they signed the revised treaty with the expectation of receiving their fair share of benefits, particularly on the Chapter 7, disadvantaged countries, regions, and sectors of the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas. Protesters gathered outside the Montego Bay Convention Center in St. James Monday afternoon, calling for regional leaders attending the 49th CARICOM Heads of Government meeting to sever diplomatic ties with Israel over its ongoing military campaign in Gaza. The peaceful demonstration, organized by members of the Palestinian Solidarity Action Group in Jamaica and the International Boycott, Divestment and Sanctions Movement, took place just ahead of the summit's opening ceremony. Howard Simpson, a member of the local Solidarity Group, said, and I quote, "We are here to ask CARICOM to cut all diplomatic ties with Israel," end of quote. Simpson said the group has not had formal discussions with government officials, but has sent letters to CARICOM, prime ministers, and ministers of foreign affairs. The protests remained peaceful under the watchful eyes of members of security forces, as leaders from across the region arrived for the high-level talks. And finally tonight, international news. Powerhouse Asian economies Japan and South Korea said on Tuesday they were trying to negotiate with the US to soften the impact of sharply higher tariffs that President Donald Trump now plans to impose from the start of August. Trump ramped up his trade war again on Monday, telling 40 nations that they would face tariffs ranging from 25% for countries including Japan and South Korea to 40% for Laos and Myanmar. However, with the start date pushed back to August 1, those countries were focusing on the new 3-week window to press for an earlier ride. Japan wants concession for its large automobile industry, a top trade negotiator said on Tuesday. And that's your news source evening for tonight. I'm Swatlana Marshall, wishing you a pleasant evening.